Continues for the Australian cricket team, and boy, have they put on a show at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Breaking news: the final cricket match of the 2023 year has ended in a dramatic way. Australia beating Pakistan by 79 runs and taking an unassailable 2-0 lead in the series. Pakistan, to their credit, put up a fight, but unfortunately, they were undone by the 220 crore guys in the Australian team. Pat Cummins, 20.5 crores, 5 wicket haul, 250 wickets in the process. Mitchell Starc, 4 wickets. His decimation of the tail in particular was a sight to behold. And that is why Pakistan, their winless streak in Australia continues. It's now 16-0. Can you believe it? The winning streak has now gotten extended by nightmarish proportions at this point in time because Pakistan, ever since 1995 when they won the Sydney Test, since then it's been 3-0 in 1999, 3-0 in 2004, 3-0 in 2009, 3-0 in 2016, 2-0 in 2019, and now 2-0. So 16 straight losses. They are worst ever in any country that you have to look at it. So starting the day, if you have to have given Australia the edge, you would have not been mistaken because Alex Carey ensured that his 50 took Australia to a target well past 300. 317 was the target. Remember, the previous highest chases that were done at the Melbourne Cricket Ground was in the range of 284. 284, 30 runs more, it would indeed have been very, very challenging for Pakistan. It did not help matters that they lost Abdullah Shafiq cheaply, but then after that, you saw some very disciplined batting from Babar Azam. But once he was really getting into the groove, he threw his wicket away. It was a superb ball from Josh Hazelwood, the nip backer. He's always been troubled by the delivery that is coming back in, the same delivery that Pat Cummins used to bowl. Now Hazelwood got it, and that's why Pakistan at one point in time were 5 for 197. It looked as if it could be 50-50 at this point in time. I had mentioned a couple of hours ago in the morning wrap that it did look 50-50. Rizwan was batting very well, and Aga Salman was also making good company with him. But the review that you have to mention, the review that Pat Cummins took, Mohammad Rizwan, his usual theatrics of trying to fool the umpire just did not help. The ball brushed the back thumb, and Rizwan was rubbing his forearm. That is how theatrical it really looked, but the umpires had a very close look. It was given out, and once Rizwan fell, the entire Pakistan lower middle order capitulated in a meek way. Aga Salman got to his 50, but Australia, Pat Cummins' 5 wicket haul and Mitchell Starc's 4 wicket haul ensured that Australia have taken a 2-0 lead in the series. Mind you, had Pakistan controlled their extras in the first innings, 52 extras, it was really, really going to be very crucial for them. And the dropped chances. Pakistan's dropped chances ensured that they were always behind the 8 ball game. And always, if you look at it, Australia, they also dropped some catches, but then they were always in the game. Their fielding, their bowling was accurate, and that is the reason why Australia are the deserved winners by 79 runs. They now have taken a 2-0 lead in the series. So, looking at the way how it is, Abdullah Shafiq fell for 4. Imamul Haq was trapped LBW by Pat Cummins. Shan Masood played a captain's knock of 60, but then unfortunately when he fell to Cummins, captain getting captain, it was it. Hazelwood bowled the delivery of the game, a nip backer, and Babar Azam was breached for 41. Saud Shakil fell to Mitchell Starc for 24. Mohammad Rizwan, that crucial pivotal moment wherein he got that the ball hit his back thumb, and because that somewhere in the wrist area, and that here you may say somewhere around here where the glove just ended, there he became out, and that's why Aga Salman went. Amir Jamal was cotton bowled. Shaheen Afridi was gone. Then Hassan Ali, Mir Hamza all capitulated. 4 consecutive zeros in the lower middle order. Amir Jamal, Shaheen Afridi, Hassan Ali unbeaten, Mir Hamza out. So 3-4 ducks in that sense, and that's why 2023 is Australia's year in a big way. They might have lost the BGT, but remember, on an absolute horrendous wicket in Indore, they managed to win, and they managed to draw in Ahmedabad, and that's why they reached the World Test Championship final. Australia's players prioritized the World Test Championship and the Ashes far more than the IPL, so most of them did not play. And then it reaped rich dividends for them. They managed to win the WTC final, thereby completing the Grand Slam in cricket. Grand Slam meaning World T20, Champions Trophy, ODI, and Test champion. That's how Australia have been. And then in the Ashes, despite hostile crowds, despite delusional behavior from England's media and their supporters, Australia went on to win. They managed to get the Ashes. Let's just say they didn't lose it 2-2 a series win. Morally, England kept the Ashes with them. So, after that, the World Cup, Pat Cummins' brilliant leadership ensured that Australia won the title for the sixth time. And now at home, a 2-0 series win over Pakistan ends 2023 in one of the best ways possible for them. Advance Australia, Australianism, we have seen a rebirth of it in that. Akash Bharadwaj is asking, is Cummins the best leader for the past 5 years in the world? I mean, I cannot doubt Pat Cummins anymore. I mean, look at it. He managed to win the Ashes 4-0, hasn't relinquished it in England. He managed to win a test series in Pakistan after 24 years. Then won the World Cup, then won the WTC. Who says a bowler can't be a great captain? He is a great, great captain indeed. And indeed, Australia have found the ideal leader in Pat Cummins. Off the field, supportive, brilliant. On the field, assertive, with a certain Australianism that defines his captaincy. Sarat Chandra Yalamati, Australia are good in Oz, India are good in India, SA are way below in other conditions latestly. And by the look of these conditions, you may say that each team is only good in their own place. Agree? Kind of disagree. Because Australia spooked India in a big, big way in the BGT. Remember, they won in Indore and they drew in Ahmedabad. Had it not been for the collapse in Delhi, Australia could very well have managed to beat 2-1 in India. And remember, Australia beaten Pakistan also in Pakistan. India, on the other hand, their Sena tours, if you have to look at it, okay, they have had a good time in Australia. But if you look at it, South Africa, unconquered. New Zealand have not won for nearly 15 years there. So that's why big, big problems everywhere you go. Now, it's the era of home dominance. And that is why Australia looking at it, and they'll be going to New Zealand soon. So that's why fantastic, fantastic situation for them. If they win their remaining 5 tests, they could very well go on top in the World Test Championship. Sindhu Sinha is saying Australia's great pace battery, which is a reason for their success compared to India. Yes, this trio of Hazelwood, Stark, Cummins, the greatest trio that you've had after Pascoe, Lilly, and Thompson. That's the way we look at it. Gopal Krishnan casing, and you clarification regarding Rizwan's dismissal. No spike. I think there was a spike. I don't know why Australia is going back to hotspot, because hotspot has been discredited as a technology because the number of errors that arise from there is quite low and is quite high, and that's why there was a spike. Gopal Krishnan, it was there. So freaking awesome is saying Pakistan were very much in the game in 3 occasions but failed to capitalize them. Clearly, they don't know how to win a test in Australia. They won only 4 tests in Oz, 2 in Melbourne and 2 in Sydney. Yes, Pakistan just don't know how to win in Australia. It's now been 28 years and counting. Next cycle, perhaps they'll come back after 4 years. So it'll be 30 plus years that Pakistan haven't even drawn a test in Australia. Look at it. Sri Lanka and Pakistan. Sri Lanka have never won a test in Australia. Bangladesh also never won a test in Australia. Pakistan have not won for 30 years. Shreyansh Pudipati Smith was right about Pat Cummins' captaincy. Indeed, indeed. It is a fantastic, fantastic captain that we have. Daniel and Pat Cummins deserves, and Neela Kandan saying India gives World Cup and rupees 20 crore to Pat Cummins. May I add 24.75 to Mitchell Stark also. So, this year, without a doubt, has been one of the greatest years for Australia. The Grand Slam's been completed, 6 World Cup titles, unbeaten at home, toppling India and beating them in their own conditions on a consistent basis. No wonder Australianism has always been and will always be there. Shreyansh Pudipati saying, what position is Aussies now in the WTC table? I think they might very well be in the top 3 at this point in time. I'm just waiting for a confirmation of the updated thing in that. Sankal B is controversial. Rizwan, no ultra edge in black-white found. Don't go by by hotspot. Go by what RTS went by, real-time Snicko. Real-time Snicko detected an edge. It went off the glove part. So that is why it is going to be. He's saying, Shreyansh Pudipati, Australia versus England WTC? No. Somewhere down the line, I think it's an Australia-South Africa WTC final if things stand at this point in time. Remember, South Africa's WTC cycle is simply brilliant. It'll take something spectacular for them to botch it up. And if you look at it, it is going to be a big, big problem for Pakistan because now their away series is also in South Africa. So Rizwan is out because of glove touch. Daniel, absolutely. Sankal B saying Pak fought better than India, at least who lost before day 3 versus RSA C team. Well done, Pak. Love from India. Well, yes, I do agree. Pakistan put up a much better fight. They were not so meek as they were in Perth. So that's why they managed to win this test match in a big, big way. KK saying, yes, KK, India did lose 2 points. They have lost it. You can check out our video that we have done, that India have been docked 2 WTC points because of a slow over rate. Sankal B, upcoming Pakistan test series. Well, Pakistan will now play at home to the West Indies. They will then go away to South Africa. They have already played 1 away series in Sri Lanka. So their away series is Sri Lanka done, Australia 1 more test match to go, and South Africa next. At home, they will play, if I'm not mistaken, they'll play West Indies. They will play England. That's what I think. They'll play England also at home, and 1 more series, I can't recollect what is there. So that's the situation. So that's the problem that we have got at this point in time. So that is the current. What if Shafiq had taken that catch? What if so many things had worked in Pakistan's favor? They just had to catch well. One of the reporters, they're saying even in practice they were dropping catches. That's how bad Pakistan are. So unfortunate in that sense. So that is why we are worse fans, Sarat Chandra Singh. I can say 1 loss and we are behaving as if we lost to Zimbabwe. Well, Sarat Chandra, the criticism this time is because there's only 2 tests. If you lose 1, you can't win the series. You cannot win the series in South Africa for another 2 to 3 years at this point. So Shivam Mondal, Cummins, the best test bowler of this era. Yes, best test bowler, best captain. I'll add to that. So with that, cricket ends in 2023 in a grand style with Australia beating Pakistan 2-0. And now they'll be heading into the New Year's test in Sydney with renewed vigor and ensuring that they do 1 more whitewash in that sense. Neelakandan, India's FTP in 2024 for tests. See, 5 tests against England, 3 versus New Zealand, 2 versus Bangladesh. That's your FTP at home. You're ending your overseas tour with a 5 test series against Australia. That's the situation we have. So thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. We'll be back with more updates on Sports Rate. Tap that bell icon so you when we go live. And don't forget, we're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. Don't forget to download Sports the mobile app for all the information you need in English and Hindi. Bye-bye.